This dude might be one of, if not the most broken person in fiction history. And after watching this video, you will not think otherwise. Trust me. If you don't know already, we're gonna be talking about Infinite Mana and the Apocalypse. If you don't know what Infinite Mana and the Apocalypse is about, the whole novel is like, how can I finesse this nigga having infinite mana? Noah literally is like the only character in fiction that I know who abused his golden finger. I'm talking about, he literally thought, okay, what can I do to min-max? Like, okay, I get it. Like, in some novels, they'll be like, oh yeah, I used to be an entomologist in this new life, in my new cultivation world. I can see the hidden data of certain plants and spiritual herbs. And because I used to study plants in my past life, now I can finesse this. Noah was like a normal dude, bro. Like, other people was going to college. This dude was literally slaying the primordials out in a whole nother universe, devouring universes and realities. But you know what? Let me not even rant about it. I already have an Infinite Mana review on my channel. If you want to go watch that, go watch that. I just gotta talk about how broken this nigga's abilities is, because I was looking at the wiki and I was like, oh my god, this dude is absolutely insane. If you already read cultivation novels, you can low-key skip this Tao and laws part. I'll have a timestamp on where you can skip to the natural laws of reality, because that's very, very important. I'm telling you, that's way different than normal laws. But once I explain this terminology, then we're gonna get into some of the meat and bones of his ability, because you really need to understand this, because while other niggas in cultivation novels will have this, and this will be the peak, this is just the stepping stones for Noah. So laws. Now, usually we see laws 500 to 600 chapters into a novel. We saw it 300 chapters into Infinite Mana. I'm not really surprised. Now, what are laws? Laws are the essence of the world. They are split into 4 sections: normal laws, supreme laws, unique laws, and ultimate laws. There are a fixed amount of laws, and they cannot be created or changed, like DAOs. Laws are also used in the creation of nomological edicts. Now, what are nomological edicts? We're gonna get into it today also. The types of laws. Okay, so now like they said, there's 4 different types of laws, so let's go through it already. So normal laws, these are normal laws of nature that govern the universe. Gaining 100% mastery in this law grants a unique title of controller. The normal laws are as follow: fire, water, earth, air, the 5 elements, whatever. Supreme laws are a step higher than the normal laws of the universe. Gaining completely comprehended in them grants the user a unique title of Grand Controller, along with granting the user the ability to break away from the barrier of their galaxy and traverse the universe. The supreme laws are as follows: law of fate, chaos, time, space, light, dark. This is where most niggas in the novels, this is where the MC will cultivate the time, space, light, dark, chaos, fate. Okay, cool. This is where most MCs cap. I'm not gonna say all MCs, because some of them go OD, like to the next, you know, into the unique ones. But, you know, most MCs and most cultivation novels cap right here. Well, I wouldn't even say cap right here, but when it comes to the laws, they just go straight to DAOs. The law of chaos is kind of fucking crazy. Wouldn't that just be a DAO? But that's Infinite Mana for you. Unique laws. Unique laws are just a further step more powerful than the supreme laws. However, they are still weaker than ultimate laws. Known unique laws are law of Aether and law of karma. And then the ultimate laws are the most powerful laws, which is the law of life and death. And of course, you could cultivate laws by using them or dual cultivation, of course. Now, next up after laws are DAOs. This is the normal process of cultivation. Now, if you don't know, Infinite Mana had cultivation for like the first 500 chapters, and only the first 500 chapters. After that, it took it to a fucking shit fest of Lovecraftian, time jumping, rune mages, wizards. It's absolutely amazing. I don't care what nobody says. DAOs are powers above laws. DAOs are usually created by beings of the universal realm, with a few exceptions. They are divided into 3 levels: lesser DAOs, grand DAOs, and cosmic DAOs. Cosmic DAOs are divided into 2 groups: normal cosmic DAOs and supreme cosmic DAOs. The more influence a DAO has, the higher it will be at. DAOs are usually only being able to be created by beings at least the universal realm. They have to resonate with their universes for days, if not months. If they were lucky or powerful enough, they will be able to condense their own DAO rune, which will form a DAO. And like they said, there's lesser DAOs, grand DAOs, cosmic DAOs, and then there's normal cosmic DAOs, and then supreme cosmic DAOs. So, and remember, the higher the influence is at, the higher the level will be at. Now, I'm telling you right now, obviously, Noah has some crazy shit. Lesser DAOs. When a DAO is first created, is a lesser DAO. So like DAO Alacrity, Dark Life Fortification. Grand DAOs. When one accumulates 10 billion marks of inequity. Now, what's a mark of inequity? The convergence of a unique authority in the form of a mark that could be branded onto Wow, this was already BRAINROT since the beginning. Whoa. Bro, I remember this. He had some resplendent universes. He used to have resplendent universes, bro. This was crazy. This is when he was going up against Kronos, bro. Every branded galaxy undergoes an evolution to become a DAO galaxy, when one can designate a specific DAO into it. Unique enhancements and boosts are given to DAOs occupying a myriad of DAO galaxies. The birth of 10 billion DAO galaxies allowed the elevations of a single lesser DAO to a grand DAO, with the accumulation of 50 billion DAO galaxy allowing the elevation of a grand DAO to a cosmic DAO. To proceed from a single universe and to have the possibility of birthing a cluster of universes, one must transform all the galaxies within their origin into DAO galaxies. Now, like they said, once you get 10 billion marks and it elevates to a grand Tao. Like, this is the Tao of Barmecidal. What is this? Subterfuge. What's this? Okay, well. Tao of Doppelganger, 4 elements. I'm pretty sure Noah had this. And then Cosmic Tao is when you accumulate 50 billion marks of inequity. It turns a grand Tao to a Cosmic Tao, so Annihilation, Archetypes. Damn, a lot of this one made by Noah. Loot, this is broken. Fealty, this was broken when he went to his universe until everybody to play Fealty. That was absolutely amazing. I don't care what nobody says. And the Supreme Cosmic Tao, Cosmic Taos that are more powerful than normal Cosmic Taos. Originally, the Taos of Ruination and Primordial were the few Taos at this level of power as they governed the laws of reality. As a higher existence, Noah was able to create another Supreme Tao, the Tao of Armageddon. We're gonna talk about these 3 later, but then we gotta get into one more terminology, and then we're gonna start breaking down these certain abilities in these certain categories. Like, we're gonna go from laws, then we're gonna go to the Taos, then we're gonna go to the natural laws, and I got 2 special treats for you at the end, so stay tuned. Natural laws of reality. Now, this is around the time where I start to stop. This is above nomological ethics. Natural laws of reality. Now, this is the powerhouse, well, the 3rd most powerhouse system in the whole Macrelia I don't even know how big the Infinite Monoverse is right now. All I know is his island is a hyperverse. Well, it's beyond a hyperverse. It's like an Aeonics, Tentuplet, whatever they. An extremely strong type of authority, as even Ultima Strata legends have a hard time when trying to use them. With the superficial knowledge of them, it's possible the birth of a taboo nomological ethics, and if you can fully separate one law of reality and understand it, the path above taboo opens, and you could create a Dharma level ethic. The natural laws of reality and the fundamental laws of reality permeate the entirety of the fabric of reality, which includes the desolate mausoleum, i.e. the infinite realities plus the boundary between realities, and the 9 dimensions, which the each dimension. Okay, we're not going to get into the decritium. There's like these 9 different dimensions above realities. In these dimensions, there's whole multiple realities and just their said dimensions alone. Now remember, this is where I dropped it off. This is just chapter 2000. So like natural laws of reality, gravitation, polarity. Don't worry, we're going to get into some of these. The fundamental laws of reality, most definitely. We're going to get into this. But before we get into it, let's talk about the Tao. So first, we're not talking about the laws, the normal laws. Even though I explained the normal laws, I'm pretty sure y'all already know the law of fire, ice. That's pretty normal. I just want to show you the scale. So we're going to start straight off the Taos, especially the Supreme Cosmic Tao. So you might be like, what is the primordial Tao and what is the Tao of ruination? They're basically one and the same, 2 sides of the same coin. Think of it yin and yang. Or at least in this universe, the lesser version of yin and yang. Even though this is a Supreme Cosmic Tao, don't worry, we're gonna get into the true yin and yang later on. Now, the primordial Tao is the Supreme Cosmic Tao that governs all realities. It creates while it opposing Tao, ruination destroys. Just by comprehending the Tao, the boost of 10,000% increased comprehension and simulation to all Taos granted, along with 10,000% increases to all parameters, damage, defense, attack speed, cast speed, health regeneration, health reserves, mana reserve, all of that. When one fully comprehends the Cosmic Tao, the boost will double. When one fully assimilates the Cosmic Tao, the boost will triple. The one comprehending this Tao gains access to primordial essence. They can solely use this essence to refine their body and soul into the deadliest weapon. Now you might be like, what are the abilities of this? Because that's not the end. Let's read these abilities. Runic Primordial Tao Line, a unique manifestation of a deconstructed and reconstructed primordial Tao that should normally not be possessed by common existences. The Tao line has settled into the left eye of the holder as they have gained something ancient that normally only the primordials hold, the primordial eye. This eye grants its holder the capability to see all constructs in their natural form and be capable of distinguishing their compositions and their origin, including the essence of laws, Taos, and to the very limited extent, ethics, and much more. The holder of the primordial eye is capable of analyzing and replicating any ability, skills, law, or Tao they gaze upon. This is very important because when he saw Hyperion and the other reality devourers eating other realities and saw what was happening outside his own reality and realized there was reality enders because of the primordials, he saw them eating reality and gained the ability to devour realities and cosmoses. I kid you not. I'm starting to sweat just talking about this. Oh my god. And not only that, he could see the barriers between different realities and go as far as crossing them. The first ability of this primordial Tao allows the user left eye to be able to see through quite literally anything, copy anything, break down anything, and transfer over to different realities. And that's not even the best part. The primordial eye of the pioneer, the title of the pioneer is granted to the one that leads others by example. The primordial eye of the pioneer grants its holder the capability to see all constructs in their natural forms, be capable of distinguishing their okay, I feel like I already said this. With the affix of the pioneer, ethics can now be analyzed and broken down into individual components as they can be reconstructed in different ways to grant you the authority as the architect of an ethic, even if you weren't first to stumble upon upon it. The holder of the primordial eye of the pioneer is also capable of all the analytical and convert abilities of a normal primordial, as in addition to this, they could utilize to momentarily grant one of the wings of the pioneer that grant 5 billion movement speed, attack, and cast speed. That's the primordial Dao. Let's get into the opposite, which is the ruination. Okay, so if the primordial Dao can allow anybody to see through anything, cross over realities, and break down stuff and rebuild it back up as if it was something new, what do the ruination do? Runic Dao line of ruination. The Dao line has settled into the right eye of the holder, so the primordial one settles in the left, this one settles to the right. The holder of the eye of ruination gains the capability of dealing true annihilatory damage from the rays of light released from its eyes, and they can deconstruct and absorb all incoming attacks unless they hold the essence of a concept with true annihilatory damage. So unless the person they're going up against use true annihilatory damage, Noah can literally just absorb the attacks. It doesn't even matter. You're not damaging Noah. Noah's literally just going to eat that up and just smile and smirk at you, bro. I kid you not, he was literally doing that. All absorb attacks by the eye of ruination can be released and reflected with the amplification of 10 million true annihilatory damage. True annihilatory flames of ruination can also be released and extinguished under the user's will, with these flames being capable of burning entire cosmoses if they are allowed to spread. The eye of ruination also allows the user to be capable of perceiving 5 seconds into the future, as well as being capable of precognition manipulation and immunity from others with similar capabilities. If a being is capable of gaining both the primordial eye and the eye of ruination, they can even go as far as being capable to see the barriers between different realities and go as far as crossing them. So basically what Noah could do. When I tell you Noah was literally staring into people's souls and they would just disintegrate into dust. I remember he met these 2 dudes out of the outside of reality. He just stared at them and he was like, ah! Now you might be like, okay, this is broken. Now this is where most cultivation novels will end at. If not, they will end right off into the next section that I'm finna bring up, because this is not even the beginning. If this sounds broken, he got this around chapter 1000. This ain't nothing, nigga. Let's talk about the Tao of Armageddon. This is something he made himself. Now this is pure destruction. Armageddon is the uniquely evolving Tao that will be elevated the more that it completes and experiences what it stands for. Armageddon. The nature of its essence is unique as it holds the potential to destructive and devouring qualities that can even exceed ruination. Any action that causes Armageddon to the scale of a world, galaxy, universe, or cosmos will allow different percentage boosts to be granted on top of the refinement of the essence of Armageddon to a greater stage. The essence of Armageddon is capable of commanding all universal laws essence and the essence of surrounding lesser and grand Daos to contribute into Armageddon. So let's just say there's a whole bunch of laws of law of fire, ice, and you're on a planet with the 5 elements. You can literally use the Tao of Armageddon and snap your fingers, bend all the laws. You don't even know the law of fire, ice, darkness, all of that. But you snap your fingers, use the Tao of Armageddon to destroy all those concepts, make it your own, bend it all into one big ball. You can drop it on the planet, and there you go. You destroy the whole planet. Bro, I'm sweating, bro. Oh my god. Runic Tao line. A flash of the eye and the Armageddon descends. The light of the Armageddon can be released as they deal true annihilatory physical and soul damage on a grand scale, where based on mana placed in it. Remember, mana placed in it. This nigga got infinite mana. Remember that. This dude just maxes out, splashes. It could affect something as small as a world or as large as a cosmos. The user is granted atomic vision, as they could theoretically be capable of disintegrating objects in existence from a molecular level, increasing their true annihilatory physical soul damage by 50 million%. The user also granted a special Armageddon chrono vision that allows them to peer across space-time to sense any incoming Armageddons on a grand scale. Lastly, it grants 20 million increased Armageddon damage, 20 million increased health and mana regeneration, and 20 million increased cast and attack speed, with these values open to change depending on how many Armageddons are experienced and how grand they are. Okay, so you already know it. Let's just get on to the next one already. Now, before we talk about the next tier, let's talk about Ascendancy Halos. Now, you might be like, what is Ascendancy Halo? The accumulation of 15 flames of the Edic forged into a tool of immense power. With the Ascendancy Halo, one can accept the recognition of a reality. With one Ascendancy Halo, get recognition of a reality and obtain the title of Reality Overseer. The Halo is exceptionally unique with the harmonious connection of 15 nomological edicts. So you have to combine 15 different nomological edicts, and I'm pretty sure they have to be of the same rarity. It constantly stimulates the refinement of the true blood within one's body as the number of passively formed splendiferous universes increases over time. There you go. I said resplendent universes. It was splendiferous. So white tier, 15 flames. Blue tier, after white, blue tier is the next. It requires flames of several quasi insuperable, and then just basically load the ranks. So then you need insuperable, then you need quasi taboo, then you need a taboo edict, you need dharma edicts. If you don't know what dharma, bro, we talked about this, bro. The dharma shit. The dharma shit. Dharma high level edict, yeah, boom. Look, it grants them affinity towards natural laws of reality. We're not gonna talk about the resplendent treasure emperor. This nigga was turning niggas into loot boxes. I talked about that in my infinite model review. I'm sorry. Okay, now we gotta talk about the natural laws of reality. So this is truly basically where stuff started to get broken. This is above nomological ethics. This is on the level of Dharma ethics. We're not gonna talk about Dharma level ethics, because that's basically like the Resplendent Treasure Emperor, where niggas was turning niggas into loot boxes, where Noah was turning niggas into loot boxes. I talked about it in my Noah Osmond infinite amount of videos, but basically the root of it all. If DAOs and laws are the root of universes, this is the root of realities. Natural laws are the root of realities. If you learn one natural law, any reality you go into, the infinite monoverse, the macrocosm, the chillicosm, I don't know how big this place is. I don't even know how you even call the structure. You're bending that specific law once you learn a specific law in the natural law category. So once you learn the natural law of gravitation, you know the natural law of gravitation no matter what reality you're in. I don't care if the gravitational laws don't even make sense in that reality. You most definitely going to be able to bend it once you learn the natural law of gravitation. That's how broken it is. It's like a true Tao, basically. Think of it like that. Now let's get into true yin and yang. Now this is where most cultivation novel MCs stop at. The law of polarity, aka yin and yang. Natural law of polarity, a ruling authority that governs the working of reality. Understanding it to completion means comprehending this aspect of reality, as you can easily influence it in an unimaginable manner. With the understanding of polarity, one can realize that there exists duality and a polar opposite among nature, with this duality being capable of being manipulated in unique ways. And it's just freaking Noah's understanding of it. Let's go into the next one. If law of polarity, we're used to the law of polarity. Okay, cool. I don't even think I need to get deep into the law of polarity, aka yin and yang. I don't need to go deep into this. We know cultivation novels. Let's go into the next one. Law of gravitation. We all know what gravity is, but let's actually explain what this is. Natural law of gravitation. I feel like the law of gravitation goes deeper into what a natural law truly can do in the scope of what a natural law can do in its description. So let's just read it. With this understanding of gravitation, one can realize that every single particle in reality attracts every other particle with a force that is proportional to a product of their masses and inversely proportional to their square distance. As this realization comes greater and more direct control, as the force of attraction between two particles or objects can be altered by you in unique ways. The gravitational force of a grain of sand can be made heavier than millions of realities, and the force of reality can be thinned and pulled upon akin to a weight of a feather by interchanging the mass and square distance of objects. Let's repeat that. The gravitational force of a grain of sand can be made heavier. A grain of sand, it will be heavier than millions of realities. Millions. And this is natural laws of realities. This is not even getting into like the crazy weird naming schemes like the aeonic extremities, whatever. And that's beyond laws of realities, bro. And we're gonna get into that later. This is the law of mana dynamics. Now listen, this isn't even a real word. This is when the infinite mana off their starches just pull shit off his ass. This truly gonna show you how broken natural laws are. If the law of gravitational didn't get you, or the law of polarity, this is definitely is. With the understanding of mana dynamics, one can come to the realization that essence can neither be created nor destroyed, simply changed into different forms. This fundamental natural law is closely interlinked with the fundamental natural law of entropy, as initially understanding in this can soon grant you an understanding of entropy. Mana dynamics classifies everything into its own domains and system, where the total change in the essence of any system will always be equal to the mana exchange between the system and its surroundings, and the influence exerted by the systems or on the system by an outside force. The manipulation of mana and the influence of authority you can exert in any domain or system can be more easily completed with a greater understanding of mana dynamics, as when reaching a sufficient level, you'll be able to manipulate the fundamental natural law to the extent that all essence will come under your fingertips, with your usage of it being abundant and inexhaustible, as the influence you exert can be minimal to produce astonishing results. So basically, once you learn the law of mana dynamics, you want life. I don't know, I don't know why this would have been a cool way to end off the novel. Like, dang, he learned the natural law of mana dynamics, infinite mana. This is literally the basis of all things, it seems like. Like, once you learn this, once you max out on this, you literally control absolutely anything just from a minimal effort. Should have just ended off right here. Should have just completed his infinite mana verse, that little island that he got since the beginning. You know what I mean? It just ended off there. He lived happy forever after. Even if it was a trash ending, he should have defeated the Big Bad Primordial, maxed out in the law of mana dynamics. He's the only one who learned the law of mana dynamics, making him the king of all realities, and boom, bada bing, bada bang. But too bad, so sad. The dude got to get paid, and he keep on juicing out this novel. Anyways, right? This is when we're going to start hitting crazy territories. Now, this is something I personally include because I was scouring the wiki and I was like, holy shit, this is just chapter 2500. Let's see what chapter it's actually on. Wow, crazy. This is 3.5k chapters. What I'm finna show you is something he got at chapter 2555. I didn't read this deep into it, but I was reading through the dynamics of extremities, trying to see what the fuck this shit is, and holy shit, this is broken. Lotra was a word that represents plundering, loot, or their most precious spoils. Now, this is very simple. Hyperversal plundering. Ability that allowed Noah to plunder anything the authority of Lotra covered. Whether that be a person, reality, or concept. Concepts, now I'm not going to get into concepts, I don't even know it that well. Just know that concepts as a whole is above nomological ethics and natural laws of reality. And this allows you to plunder any person, reality, or concept. Ruination is already broken. Primordial Tao is already broken. The edicts are already broken. The natural laws of reality are already broken. He can even loot the recorded histories of his defeated enemies. That means an enemy he defeated back at the beginning of chapter 1, chapter 2. If he wanted that skill book, he could literally go into, he could open up his, I don't even know what he can do. How do you even use this ability? Does he just say Lotra Dynamics of Extremity and then, or does he say Hyperversal Plundering and then he just, a big old book open up of all the enemies he ever defeated and he could just instantly just plunder all their loot from that past timeline? And what he plundered could be turned into Hyperversal Lotra catches filled with the most pristine loot. I'm done. It's being about Boofy, aka Boopak. I'm done. I'm out.